Welcome back to Beautiful Mind today. If you're new here, I'm Roland Attenborough. I'm the leading GAN scientific and analytical researcher. Today, I'm going to show you why it was such a good idea to buy, not just in March, but in September, October, when I said you should buy Bitcoin. And I'm going to give you the reasons why that really happened so that you can understand what exactly happened. All right. So we're talking about this first low right here, and I'm going to bring our square into view here because we have some paperwork and things that I'd like to share with you. Okay, so today we're talking about Saturn, all right? And when Saturn was at 0 degrees here on the zodiac in Pisces, it made a low, okay, at 19,000. That's this low right here, all right? So, how would we know where the next place to buy is? I mean, just because something is 180 days away doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a buy, but it's a pretty good point. So, what could we further see that could happen when Saturn goes forward in the zodiac, goes retrograde, and hits the 0 point again? Well, I warned you guys what could happen. All right. Let's see, guys. I'm going to show you now because I've talked about all this stuff. I said to you guys, watch out in this August 26th because we could be coming back to another potential low because we made a high right here. And we're going to talk about where Saturn was and where it is further up where it made a top at that same degree. So we're going to look at our bottoms and we're going to correlate our tops, okay? And we're going to use Saturn to do this. I need you guys to pay attention. I'm going to also show you my scales. I haven't opened up my scales to the public, but today Shiori, my friend from China, had an amazing question again. He's really doing well in his studies. And he had a great question for me about my SATURN scale. So first, before we go on to that, let's just first look at, this is 0 degrees, okay? When would Saturn come back and go to 0 degrees? Do you guys want to see? Let's go ahead and let's take a look, okay? Okay, so Saturn, it moved along. Now it's at 5th degree, right? And this is May, right? June and July, okay? And it made it up to the 7th degree right at the end of June here. And then it started to go backwards and go retrograde, okay? So let's go ahead and just take a look at where would it have made 0 degrees again? Well, I told you to watch out in, August right here because we could have something going on, right? Because where do you know? It's back to the 3 and 4 degrees. Well, what happened at 3 and 4 degrees? That's what happened, right? It's at 3 and 4 degrees here. I'm going to make that bigger because honestly, you guys, I don't make this shit up. We're at 3 and 4 degrees there, guys. Okay, that's where we made our top at 31 degrees. And we're going to talk about the scale in a second. Okay, but let's carry on. This is important stuff. Why was it so important to buy between the 6th and the 16th? Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go see what happened. Here's August. We get 3 and 4 degrees, right? So let's keep going. September, we made our major bottom here, right? And we came back to 2 degrees now, okay? All right, let's take a look quickly now at this. I have to get you to look at this stuff. Right here, here's this. But that still wasn't our bottom, but I told you between the 6th and the 16th to buy Bitcoin. I told you to do that. Why? Well, here we go. October, I told you to buy between the 6th and the 16th. And this is the reason why. See that? Saturn came back to the 0 degree. I'm going to make this bigger again because this is important. You need to take a look. We went to 0 degrees. I bought on the 15th at the 0 degree mark here, the last day before the fast move up. Just like back here, we had a super fast move up after that, right? Like, take a look. I mean, I can't make this shit up, guys. Like, right? We had a major pullback, and from there, what happened? We had a super fast move, and this took off, right? I'm just gonna make this a little smaller so you can see that a bit better. You know, this is what we're talking about, right? This bottom to this top in April right here. Okay, now let's go correlate this because I told you you get back to 0 degrees again with Saturn to buy. And that's precisely what happened at 0 degrees in March. And in September, I told you to buy. I told you months in advance to watch out for this. Right? We're back to the 0 degree right here. And right when it got in there, I got super nervous and I was watching this. I was watching this like a hawk. This is right after, again, another sequence of 62 days. I watched it bounce off of here after I got knocked out right here. I moved my stops up too quick. Right? But I re-entered, but I was really nervous. I was watching this like a hawk. I had my trend lines on here. If you were watching my stuff, we had parallel trend lines coming down. And once we crossed all this stuff, we were back at 0 degrees here with Saturn. And what happened? Well, we took off. Okay, so back here in April, we were at that 3 and 4 degree. Well, this was another 3 and 4 degree area right here. We made our top and then fell back down, right? Right in here. Boom. That's exactly what happened. I told you to watch out for this because I got nervous back here, right in July, right? I'll show you why. This is why I got nervous, right? I was watching these count, right? We were 1,321 days. I was watching all this stuff here, okay? And I said to you, like I wrote it in my own book. Make sure you sell if you're going to be out of Bitcoin. You know your little top here is going to come in on the 15th, right? Of July. Well, it did. It came in on the 14th. Okay. So I warned you, you know. And then Saturn, right? It made its way up to, it was in the 7th degree before it fell off here. Right in here. It was in its 7th degree right here. And I'm just going to show you that because, you know, this is important. And then we're going to look forward and then we're going to start looking at the top. See, it's 7 degrees right here. This is our June, right? Right. So sorry, June. Right? Right at the end of June here, we had our top. So where's our next top going to be? Well, I guess we would expect it somewhere around this, 4 to 7 area. Let's go take a look in the future here. Let's go see if we got a 4 and a 7 going on. Let's do that, right? Okay, so here we go. So what happened? January hit 4th degree. On the 11th of January, we had what? I was telling you to watch out right there. We were going to have a top, right? And I was off by 2 days and I had some nut job tell me I was totally wrong and didn't know what I was talking about. Anyways, it happens. So I warned you guys. I warned you. All right? I warned you. Okay, so that's interesting. So what happened to Bitcoin when it hit 7 degrees as it got to the highest point? I mean, that was the end of January here, right? That's this period here, right? We got to 7 degrees, right? And then, well, let's go take a look at what happened. All right. So February 2024, this is, okay. Right? Right around this 7 period, what happened? in February, right? What happened in this period, guys? Right? Look at all this. We jumped back up to our old tops, right? See this? Okay, so now we're moving forward in the ephemeris, and we haven't seen Saturn yet for 30 years. It's been 30 years since it's been back to this area. So where are we gonna go with all this, right? Right? Where's our next top and bottom? Right? Well, I'm thinking around the 29th here, we've got something going on around this 12 period because we're going to be coming back to the 12-degree mark in the future here. And I'm probably expecting that we could be coming back to an area that could bring us to another bottom or maybe another top. So we're going to have to watch out for this. And yeah, that's an important step. So I told you why to buy, why you should buy on October after that March bottom. And I was 100% correct about that. And it's just because we're talking about these things in these luminary bodies coming back and being at the same place they were when they started out, right? It's just, this is what happens. History repeats itself. That's right. So that's that. Let's now go take a look at the scale because she already had a really good question for me about my Saturn scale. I know you guys have never maybe seen this kind of stuff, but this is my Saturn scale, and we're going to talk about this. Okay. So I'm going to show you something about this scale. So at the bottom, when we are at 0 degrees, nobody can fight me about this. We did a low, right? March 10th, right? 19,000. Well, Saturn, right? Takes 30 years to go around. So naturally, it would be 30 or 300 or 3,000. But it's got to be this 3, right? Because it's 30 years, right? That's its cycle. So what did I do? I took the low at 0 degrees back in March 2023, and I added 3,000 to each degree that this planet moved. And when it made it to the 4th degree, it actually made a top at what? 31.8 right here? Exactly. That's exactly what it made, guys. Okay? But the price went backwards, even though we moved all the way up to this degree, the 7th degree, before going retrograde. And here I put it, it's all retrograde, and it goes all the way back. But notice in August, right here, we made this big swing back to our lower low bottom here. However, we went back to 25,000 when? Just after what? September? September what? After the 8th of September? Right? And it was the 11th actually that we made it. So it was 3 days, right? That's pretty damn good. And then we continued to go retrograde to 0 degrees, and we made our final bottom at this 25,800, right? Well, it was actually a little higher. It was actually this 26,000 right here on the chart right here. All right. And then from there, basically, we were back to square one. And now we've been moving forward, right? And now the price, right? Because it's now March, almost the 19th right now. And this scale is saying we should be at a minimum of 56 to 58,000. A minimum. That's where it should be. But where are we? Well, we've moved up to 73 right here. I put a little tick here because I'm just like, oh yeah, something, maybe this price is going to vibrate. Maybe around May 19th, we might have something happen here. And also note, way back, I wrote this right here at 106. Well, why is that? Well, it's possible that we go from 70 to 106, even though we're at 73 right now, there's 112. Okay, so that works out on that scale right here. Okay, and that won't be, the Saturn won't be at this degree of the zodiac until May 14th to the 25th of 2025. So that's still, another year away. So I've just populated that on there a long time ago. I just felt that it doesn't mean that, we will be there, or maybe we'll make a bottom on that, maybe. It's just something to pay attention to. And this is why I use these scales. This is one of the reasons. And I mean, this was dead on. That was a dead on hit. And when we moved back to 0 degrees, it was a dead on hit again. We'd come back and made a bottom here, right here. This is exactly 0 degrees where Saturn was when it was right over here, right here. Wouldn't that be the best place to buy? Well, yeah, of course it is. That's why I did that. I mean, I'm a scientist and a researcher and a trader. I'm not afraid to do all these things. I'll write out all this stuff all day long, and I'll teach you how to do it. Here I am doing it for free. I want to get you interested in the works of William Gann, and maybe get you reading your Bible, because all this stuff comes from there. That's where Mr. Gann taught all this. He was taught this in the cycles from his mother reading him the Bible. And that's how he learned to read and write. That's why he was so smart. That's why he figured everything out. And he was a scientist of natural law, right? So this is what William Gann was doing. This is what I do, right? He's a really intelligent guy, and you should just take a look at his works. You can buy, if you want, some courses and a square nine from me. You can just come right on here and, email me, text me. Please don't phone me. I get 1,000 robocalls a day. Yeah, text me or hit me up on my link, whatever. So I thought I'd show you that. That was my scale for that year. So 1 year later, or sorry, 6 months later, when we made another bottom again, right at this October period, we weren't at 19,856. We came back to this 25 level right here. So I wrote out this scale. This is my new Saturn scale. All right, guys, this is it. Hopefully you can see this on your phone. If not, you should shoot that onto your smart TV so you can see this stuff. You need to blow this up and have a look at it. Anyways, Saturn takes 2.5 years basically to go through one sign of the zodiac, right? So, right here, we're talking about this guy right here, right? When it was at 0 degrees, we had a bottom. When it came back to there, after going up to 7 and back to 0, made another bottom right here, just like I'm showing you. I can't make this shit up, guys. This is just real. This is how it is. So, from there, what did we do? Well, we've moved up in price to 72,000 here. Does that necessarily mean that by the 16th of this degree that we'll be there in price again, or maybe back to a bottom? Well, I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I just write these out just to give me a balance to see, where is it vibrating? Where is it most likely to vibrate? I think that right now, this 11 and 12, I think that this 57 right here, this represents 21% pullback, right? We haven't seen any more than 21% pullbacks, okay, guys? The whole time. These are all 21%. These are all 21%. Every single pullback has never exceeded 21%, okay? So 57,000 right now, if you're paying attention now, hope you're still listening, didn't lose you. 57,000, guys. This is 21%. We're back 11% right now. Bit about maybe 12 now, but this has to hold. This and this 57. This has to hold. And on our square, let's go take a look at that, right? Here we are, guys, right? That's where we came up to. We just smoked right into that, right? There's no arguing about that. 21% would be 180 degrees in price, right to 57. Are you seeing how this works? This is how sharp this tool is. And right now, we've been as far back as 65. Come on. Just look, guys. Like, look, this is a natural area on the square. Right? If we lose this area, it's down 61. Right? And we fail on that, then it's down to 57. Anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this. I try to keep them short, but sometimes, they get a little longer than I like. Um, anyways, peace and love. I just wanted to show you some stuff here with this. She already had a really good question, and he's studying really hard. Same with Mr. Chris and Troy, and there's a whole bunch of you. If I've forgotten you, Nicholas, there's so many of you guys are just giving her. So keep on going, guys. Peace and love, okay? Peace and love.